Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. My name is VirtualNunchucks. Boy oh boy, what a difference a month makes. Now, if you're new around here, I review things, games, I do gameplay, I do news updates, opinion pieces about the gaming industry, so if gaming industry you consider subscribing. Today what we're going to do is we're going to review Kate Bishop and the DLC called Taking Aim for the Avengers game. Yes, I know I'm a little late to the party. Yes, several outlets have already reviewed had their review and all that stuff. But I want to talk about it because I've gotten my thoughts together. I've thought about it for a long time, and hey, uh, this is what I do. So let's talk about it. First of all, we got access to Kate Bishop. This is the first DLC content drop since launch. A lot of us have been waiting for new content in this game, and if you're there's two sides of this, obviously. Either A, it solidified your opinion that this game sucks and that 98% of the player base was right to abandon this game, or B, this is the content that actually saves the game for you. Now, I'm going to talk about it for a minute and give you my honest opinion. You can always let me know in the comment section below what you think of it, if you've played through it, and of course you can leave a like on the video. That would be very much appreciated. So let's talk about it. First of all, we have Kate Bishop, Hawkeye. She's Hawkeye's protege. She was taught by Hawkeye to use a bow and arrow and to use a sword, of all things, for close combat. And she has different abilities and different powers, just like every other character. One of the ones that I personally enjoy is the holographic decoy, because it attracts the enemies to your decoy instead of you. You can change positions, and the decoy will shoot arrows and things like that at your enemies, and then once you're done with your decoy, or if you no longer want your decoy, if there's enemies around your decoy, you can set it to self-destruct, and she'll detonate the decoy and cause damage to your enemies. That's really, really cool. However, there are a few problems with this, and it's definitely not with the voice actor. Let me just put it out there right now. The voice actress that is doing this is the same voice actress that did Horizon Zero Dawn as Aloy, and that spunkiness comes through, partly because Kate Bishop is a teenager who's supposed to be moody, sarcastic, funny, and young, and it comes across as exactly that. So the voice actress did a very good job with what she was given. The problem is that because this is a comic book game of all things, it can sometimes be campy and kind of sort of corny, but it was good in that the voice actress actually made Kate Bishop a likable character. And the story missions that are here, which are about 4 or 5 hours, maybe if you stretch it 6, because there are iconic missions that you can undertake, but honestly, you'll probably be done with it in less than 3 to 4 hours. This character has obviously, like I said, a bow and arrow, has a sword for up close and personal combat. But herein lies the problem. Okay, she has explosive arrows. She has a shotgun arrow, which allows you to shoot 3 arrows at a time, and can damage multiple enemies that way. She also has what's known as a razor arrow, which is one single arrow, and you can fire that as quickly as you can pull a trigger, really, on your controller. The problem is that the damage profile for these arrows, especially in the beginning of leveling her up and all that kind of stuff, not very high at all. Now, it will get you through the campaign missions, it will get you through her story, but just like every looter shooter and every live service game out there that has to do with gear, in order to make her really powerful, you have to gear her up and search for more gear, which means you have to go through that ridiculously boring game loop all over again for a new character. And sadly for me, that's just not worth it this time around. What I wanted and what I got was a good campaign story, good campaign missions that were sadly too short for me, because by the time I got really invested and really comfortable with the character, what do I got to do? I got to quit or go to the gameplay loop. Now, I did level her up to level 50, got all of her moveset unlocked and all that kind of stuff. I just didn't feel compelled to go through the game loop again to get her gear. But I did play the campaign, so let's talk about the campaign. Campaign missions, the story missions that are here are pretty cool. They explain why there are temporal rifts everywhere, and the fabric of reality is being torn apart, and they're trying to figure out why. Well, she happens to know why, and she's here to help us with that problem. And they go on a search for Clint. That is not spoilery of any kind. So if you do play it, I'm not spoiling anything. They kind of set that up almost immediately once the story gets going. She's looking for Clint, and she's asking the Avengers for help. So what is here is really, really cool. The problem that I have is that it is extremely short, and on top of that, all they did was recycle maps that we've already been to, and just slap a new coat of paint on it. Instead of going through the woods when it's all summery and green and flowery and all that stuff, it's now got snow. Okay, it's snowy. Some of the interiors have been retooled to look a little different. The puzzles have been retooled because she's got a bow and arrow. So now instead of throwing Thor's hammer or Cap's shield or hitting something, you're going to basically have to shoot it with your bow and arrow. And that can get very irritating, depending on your skill level. And that brings me to another thing. The mechanics of this game for the combat are okay. I said that in my review of the main campaign and the main game. They're okay. But they would have really benefited from a lock system, a target lock system, not a soft lock system. And the idea was that they did the soft lock because you're going to be playing this with friends, or you're going to be playing this with people, and you can just you can target an enemy, and then your friends can help you, with the combat, and you'll be okay. Problem with that is this character relies on a bow and arrow, okay? And if you can't aim with your joysticks or your controller, then you're screwed with this character. You have to get up and close and personal with her sword, because there's no way to lock onto her character. There's no aim assist of any kind. There's nothing. So if you miss, you miss, and that's okay, I guess, if you're dealing with only one or two characters or enemies. But if you've got a whole bunch of them and you need help and you need to be able to wipe them out in a hurry, you can't do that here. At least not with the iconic, world-class archer. You can do it if she's a sword master, which she is, but that's not what Hawkeye / Kate Bishop is about. Okay, and that's what concerns me going forward. The combat system is starting to suffer a little bit with these characters that they have chosen. The campaign missions, again, as you can see on the screen, we just basically recycled every enemy type there is in the main campaign and then some. The only exception to that is towards the end of the game, they throw a very, very awesome enemy type at you at the end of the game, and I wish I'd seen more. Now, we probably will when Hawkeye's DLC drops in, I think, January or February. I can't remember when they said exactly. We'll probably see more of them, but the Super Adaptoid, or whatever they're calling it, that enemy is fun because it has all of the main hero's powers and can officially adapt to whatever you throw at it. So, could be interesting. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. It is used as a boss at the end of the game, or kind of like a boss, I guess. If that's spoilery, I'm sorry, but it's kind of been known for a while, if you've been on the internet, what they were going to do as far as new content and new enemy types, and this was one of the ones that they showed off. So it's not a big surprise, but you'll enjoy the fight anyway, at least while it's there. So what am I saying? I'm saying I don't like live service games. I've said that like forever. I'm old school, and I want my stories contained, and I want, if I'm going to play a multiplayer game, that's fine, that's wonderful. I'll go play a multiplayer game. But when you split up content and when you split up single player missions, in an effort to bring back your player base, that sucks. That sucks. Because this particular campaign mission story is split into two parts. We're going to get Kate Bishop's side, which we just got, and then we get Clint's side, or Hawkeye's side, later on down the line. And the sad part is that by the time it comes out, nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to care. The only reason I review this game or play this game anymore is for you guys. I review the content that's in it, for those of you who care, and I have no compunction to take her through the repetitive game loop to, to level her gear up, to get her up to 150. I have no desire to do that. Her combat is fun, but it's not engaging enough for me to do that. The only people that I enjoyed doing that with were Captain America and Thor, and I do enjoy Black Widow, but even then, I haven't touched this game since the Rift missions were dropped. So does it save the game for me? No, it does not. Am I wanting more of this game? Yes. If they would allow me to go back and play the single player campaign, and then they would allow me to go back and play some of her story missions from this particular DLC, I would gladly play this again, because the story is good. The story is good. It's just the in-between story bits that suck. And I've said that since the beginning of this game. So for me, I'm one of those people that if you like the game, fine, wonderful, play it, level her up, and then make her unstoppable. Because right now she's not. At level 50, and I think I got her up to level 34 before I quit. She still doesn't put out a lot of damage. She still doesn't, make her an Avenger for me. I mean, she's supposed to be a master assassin, master archer, and kill you in one shot with that bow, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And the puzzles, as you can see on the screen, kind of sort of suck. But that's the problem with live service games. But that's just me. I know I'm just ripping on this game, but you guys can let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But I will say that the combat, for what is there, the combat and the take-on combat is okay. It's good. It's just not enough. She didn't have enough damage. She didn't have enough oomph to make her somebody that I would come back to a lot to play again. And the story campaign is just too short, because they've split it in two to try to get people to come back to the game at a later date. And I think that it suffers because of that, because I would have loved to have both Hawkeye and Kate in the same DLC package, and then give us Black Panther, or whoever you're going to give us in the DLC, and their entire campaign and their entire story. Again, I would come back for that. But as it stands right now, we're left with a very cool introduction to a character, but we still really don't know the end of the story, and the way it left me, I'm kind of disappointed, and I won't want to come back to it. I probably will, just because I like the story, but at this point in time, for me, I don't think that it's worth too much of your time. Now, I could be wrong. You can let me know in the comment section below, but as it stands right now, because of the repetitive, again, combat loop, because of the lack of certain mechanics that would have benefited her, like a lock-on system, the simple fact that we are recycling all of the environments, just slapping them with a new coat of paint, retooling the puzzles a little bit to accommodate an archer instead of whatever else, and the fact that the story is just too short, the enjoyment is just too short, and then of course we have to wait, again, who knows how long, for another DLC. I'm going to give this particular DLC a 6 out of 10. It's just not worth, it's worth the story, but it's just not worth going and trying to level her up. I enjoyed her as a character, I enjoyed her combat, and I enjoyed her story, but I cannot see myself playing her over and over and over again to get her leveled up. It's just not worth it to me, I don't think. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, if you've played her and if you like her. Let me know. Try to persuade me, because if I'm wrong, I want to know, and try to persuade me to come back in here and try her again. Because as it stands right now, I just can't do it. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave me a like on the video. It helps people find my channel. I appreciate it very much if you did. Leave me a comment down below. And, of course, don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any content, because every Monday through Friday I do something gaming related on this channel. Hope you guys have a great day. You can follow me on Facebook.com/VirtualNunchucks, over on Twitter @VNunchucks, and, of course, Twitch.tv/VirtualNunchucks. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you soon.